Hey, it's Aaron the Ho, and today we're going to compare the LifeProof Fre for the iPad Air against the LifeProof Nuud for the iPad Air. I've got here with me a Fre and a Nuud, and we've done comprehensive reviews for both of these. We've taken them apart, installed them, taken a close look at the features of each case, as well as tossing it into a river, throwing it around in the back alley, dropping it in the parking lot many times. So we kind of have a good idea of how much these cases can actually take. Real usage, real reviews, relevant news. Mobilereviews-eh.ca. Now from our scoring system, we gave the Fre a score of 4.1 A's out of 5 and the Nuud 4.2 A's out of 5. So you must be thinking, well, those scores are kind of, similar, so there's probably not much difference, but that's pretty far from the truth. Our scoring system is based on 9 criteria that we rate against, and the LifeProof Fre is definitely better in terms of protection, and the LifeProof Nuud is definitely better in terms of accessing your iPad Air. Between these two LifeProof iPad Air cases, there's 2 questions that you need to ask yourself in order to figure out which one. And the first one is, how clumsy are you? And the second one is, are you willing to pay more money for less protection? We're going to take the next few minutes and we are going to go through the details, the differences between each one of these cases, and I'm going to tell you which case that I prefer, how I answered my questions, how clumsy am I, and am I willing to pay more money for less protection? If you need more information, do check out the comparison table that I've created for these 2 iPad Air cases by LifeProof. It's got all the scores for all the criteria that we rate against and all the observations that we have for the 8 to 10 review videos that we've done for the LifeProof iPad Air cases. We've taken it all down and distilled it into little bite-sized morsels to help you guys make your decision. The links are in the description section below. In terms of design, both of these cases are very similar. In fact, I bet you won't be able to tell which case is which by looking at them from the side. So the bulk of the 2 cases is almost the same, except for the Nuud feels a little thinner because there is no screen protector. The cases are very thin, but they still will double the thickness of your iPad, as well as increasing the weight by about 40 to 50%. They are the lightest rugged cases for the iPad Air that I've come across. Installing these 2 cases is fairly easy, but it's easier to uninstall the Nuud because, well, it's got no screen protector. LifeProof does include this orange plastic uninstall tool, which will prolong the life of your LifeProof case as it minimizes the mangling of the bottom of the case. This has been a problem for us with our LifeProof cases for the iPad minis. In terms of build quality, we have to give that to the Nuud because it's waterproof and shockproof without the screen protector. Both these cases hold up very well as we've done a lot of stuff to them. The Nuud especially, we dropped them in the parking lot probably a good half dozen times. In terms of protecting your iPad Air, both these cases are waterproof up to 6.6 feet or 2 meters for 1 hour and are shockproof from 4 feet or 1.2 meters. We've done quick water tests for both these cases as well as drop tests, and we're very confident that these LifeProof cases will protect your iPad Air. I will add though that with the LifeProof Nuud, there is a higher chance of the case failing because there is an extra O-ring. There's really only one big O-ring on the Fre, and that just goes along the entire edge of the case, but there's 2 O-rings on the Nuud. There's one for the front panel as well as the one on the side. And so if debris or dirt gets between that O-ring on the front panel, between the touchscreen and the front of the case, well, then your case isn't as waterproof as it should be. It actually might fail. So the only thing about the LifeProof is that you need to clean it. So every once in a while, or before you go to the beach or the lake, just make sure you take the case apart, rinse it off with some water, let it air dry, and then install it back together to make sure that there's no dirt or debris on the O-ring. Now the biggest difference between these 2 cases, and I've been hammering this, I'm sorry, I'm basically repeating myself, is Nuud has no screen protector, the Fre has one. The screen protector on the Fre feels very similar to the Fre on the iPhone 5S as well as the iPhone 5 and the iPad minis. If you're thinking that it might be a little flimsy, well, we've taken a kitchen knife to one of our Fres on the iPhone 5S and it's taken quite a beating. And we're very confident that if you were to drop this face first on some gravel in a gravel parking lot, it will not shatter the iPad screen. We actually did that with our mini by accident. With the Nuud, the screen protection, the only screen protection that it really has is the fact that there's about a 1/4 inch between the touchscreen and the edge of the case. So any kind of rock or debris that's less than a 1/4 inch in high won't scratch your screen. But if it's bigger, well, you're kind of hooped. LifeProof, unlike the Nuud for the iPhone 5S, doesn't include an external screen protector for you to install. Now you can go buy a third-party one, install it, and hope for the best. My recommendation is that you actually try to cut the screen protector so that it fits the touch screen but doesn't get overlapped by the case. If this is the first time you're watching one of our videos, I encourage you to click subscribe, as our entire channel is based on helping you get the most out of iOS. So product reviews, tips and tricks, as well as news and rumors. We release content 2 to 3 times a week, and these videos range from, again, the rumors, as well as all the water and drop tests that we do for the cases. In terms of functionality, both these cases will allow you to easily access the lightning port connector, the headphone jack, as well as the buttons on your iPad Air. The headphone jack is fairly large, so you can use other headphones, which is nice. The sound coming from the speakers isn't muted by the case, and it does make it sound a little louder. When it comes to the touchscreen, both the edges on the Fre and the Nuud are far away enough from the touchscreen that they don't get into the way of accessing the swipe menus of iOS 7. With the screen protector on the Fre, if you're really fussy, you will notice the gap between the touchscreen and the screen protector, and this results in the rainbowing effect that we're going to talk about next. Now, in terms of screen viewability, which is how well you can see the iPad Air when it's installed in the case, and that goes to the case with no screen protector, the Nuud, but that's not the only reason. The screen viewability on the LifeProof Fre is very, very average. For all the Fres that we reviewed, they all suffer from a rainbowing effect. The glare coming off the screen protector is quite significant, and if you look closely at the iPad Air screen through the Fre screen protector, you'll notice a bit of diffusion. It may be a bit hard to see in the video, but if you look close enough, it looks like the screen has a lot of little pixels. From my opinion, the viewability of the LifeProof Fre is a big letdown to me, given that it's been a problem, or it's been an issue that I've noticed for the last, 2 years for all the Fre cases that we've gone through. So the two questions I asked at the beginning of the video: how clumsy are you, and are you willing to spend more money for less protection? In answering the first question, for me, I'm not that clumsy, so I will go with the Nuud for that one. I do really like the ability to touch the screen. I'm not a big fan of screen protectors, and Apple isn't either. If you've noticed in their Apple stores, they don't actually sell any cases that have built-in screen protectors. I just really like the au naturel feel of the iPad Air's glass touch screen. And then the second question, are you willing to pay more money for less protection? I am willing to do that because functionality of a device inside a case is really important to me. So being able to get at everything like the case was almost not there is a pretty big check mark in my book anyways. But again, if you're looking for screen protection, then you would spend an extra $10-20 to buy a screen protector to install in your $130 Nuud. You might as well spend $20 less and just buy the one with the built-in screen protector, the LifeProof Fre. Both these cases are really good. The Nuud got 4.2, the Fre got 4.1. The Fre is the tougher case. The Nuud offers better access to your iPad Air. So between those two things, which is more important to you? That's really the only thing that I have to offer in terms of advice between choosing these cases. I'm Aaron the Ho. I'm one of the hosts at Mobilereviews-eh.ca. If you have any questions about these cases, leave them in the comments section below. If you need more information, again, go to our website. We've got that comparison table. It'll take you like 30 seconds to go through it all, and it tells you all the scores that we've given for each one of the 9 criteria. You can find us on Google+, Twitter, as well as Facebook. I'm a big fan of answering questions, so if you do have them, ask them. If you are planning on getting these cases and this review was helpful to you, consider going through the manufacturer's website through our website. We're not paid by LifeProof to review any of these cases. We actually have to go and buy most of our cases outright, like we did for these LifeProof cases. So do help us out if you want us to be around for the iPad Air 2 or the iPhone 6 or the iPhone 6s or 7 or the iWatch 1, 2, 3 or whatever comes out next. Give us some help. Keep your iPad Air safe with both these cases. Thank you for watching.